Hi friends, today we are going to talk about ponytails, and I have 11 different ponytails to show you. They are simple, they are fast, and they are way less damaging on your hair than elastics. So I'm going to try and go quickly through them, and I'm going to start with the most basic and then get to a little more advanced. But I want to start by saying you do not need hair skills to be able to use these styles and accessories. I have no hair skill. If you've heard any of my videos before, my sister did all my hair for every dance or prom I ever went to. So I don't have hair skills. Some of them took a little bit of practice to get the hang of, but all of these styles you may have to work a little bit with finding the right placement, but they are super simple and you can do them. So even though they might look fancy, they're really not. They're super simple. So let's jump right in. And the most basic ponytail that you can do with Lila Rose, I think, is a flexi. And this is where you'll need to check with your stylist to make sure you get the right size. But once you have your ponytail size, you can do lots of styles with that one clip. So it's probably the most common. I wear a small, which is the third size up. And all you do is I'm going to gather that ponytail. I'm going to put the pin underneath that, the tail of the hair, and I'm going to flex that over and slide the pin through. And how cute is that? This clip, if you can see that, is called John Evan, and it is one of our stylist exclusives that is named after our owner, founder, John Dorsey. He's amazing. He's a sailor, and so he helped design this clip. So that's kind of his namesake. So that's the John Dorsey, and fits along with our theme. The next one, and I will say I was going to do this video yesterday and I was wearing different clothes, so most of them don't really coordinate with my outfit today, but they're going to work just fine. The next one, I'm going to use a flexi flip, and now I could use the medium, used inverted to make it tighter and smaller, but I'm going to use the small on the regular, just with on the biggest size. So it's flipped, it'll catch the most hair. And that makes a really secure flex, hold, all day hold. So you can see that. All right, so 2 down already. And like I said, I could use the larger one, just flip the other way for a tight small as well. The next one, I'm going to be using one of our braided 8s and a simple stick. Super simple. I start with the pin in, kind of like our flexi, just so it's easier to place. And I'm not trying to find 2 holes, just one. Again, stick the stick under. I'm going to hold that hair over with this finger, bring it back, and then just slide that through. Again, super easy hold. And with all of these, I can make a high pony, low pony, mid pony. You can go whatever height you want with those styles. I went with the low. I probably should have mixed it up, but I think you'll get the idea. Now, the next, I'm going to show you some wrapped ponies where you don't use an elastic, but it has the look of kind of an elevated pony because you don't see any kind of elastic because you're not using an elastic. You're going to use your own hair as that hairband. So I'm going to take a little bit of hair out from underneath, just a little bit, and you can see it starts out pretty messy, but it cleans up the further you go. Can you see that? And I'm just going to wrap that hair around. Now, depending on how much hair you take, determines how wide that band is going to be. But that's what I'm going to lock into for these next several styles. And I'm going to try to save time, not have to rewrap it each time. So I'm going to start with using a mini flexi. This is an extra small. This is the smallest size we have. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock in to that band of hair. I stick the pin under that band, come down vertically, and catch that. Now it looks tricky, but I just grabbed a lot of hair. So there you have all day hold without any pulling on your scalp, because it's your own hair just wrapped around that, and it just locks in and holds that. So again, you have a cute, you can straighten it up if it might have gotten a little bit crooked there working with it. Super simple ponytail with an extra small mini flexi. Okay, Next, I'm going to use our U-pins, and I'm going to use a set. These are our Shannon Sea Turtles. I just love them, named after Shannon, one of our executive stylists, who's also a stylist. So here is Shannon, and all you're going to do is you're going to take that band that you have there, and you're going to lock in just a little bit of that hair, go out to grab some hair from underneath, keep contact, roll it over, and slide it in. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Try and hopefully you can see that. Just a little bit of hair. It doesn't have to be the whole band. In fact, you don't want the whole band. And this, again, takes a little bit of practice, and then you slide it in for that hold. Okay, and so you have ponytail. It looks like it. I started crooked, so the next ones might still be crooked. But there you go. And this one, sometimes it helps. When I started out with this one, I needed slightly damp hair to get it to grip better. But once you get the hang of it in the angles of the U-pins and placement, you can do it with dry hair. And this is going to hold all day. This is another one. You can take it high, low, mid, wherever you want that ponytail to sit is where you start. Okay, so then you just pop it out. And they're curved, just in case I missed that. They're curved to go along with the shape of your head. So ideally those pins don't show through under that hair. Okay, oh, I had one more. I'm gonna have to rewrap it. I took it out too soon. The next one I'm going to do is same with the wrapped pony, but I'm gonna use bobby pins. And I just wanna show you a couple examples. I like, for this style, I like the pin shows, so I like the decorative part to be along the pin so that the whole thing shows. We have a lot where the adornment is just on the tip. I didn't bring any of those, but there are ways to get to hide the pin that just the adornment shows, but this time I want the whole pin to show. So this is an example of one with pearls. We have this one, Penelope, which is just beautiful. It catches the light. It's got a little bit of pearl and rhinestone in it. And then one I typically do with this one a lot is arrows, and I will put one in one direction, one in the other. But my all-time favorite are the caprice. And I use these. They just catch the light so pretty. I love these. I wear these on New Year's a couple times. I mean, they're just very simple, but they're just kind of elegant. So we're going to do the same thing using those bobbies. Now one will hold it, but I like to use two. And again, I'm just going to section out a little bit of hair, and you can determine how much. You don't need a lot, but the more hair you grab, the thicker that band will be. Okay, so I'm going to that end here. I want to secure it right where that tail, once I wrap, ends, so that it's not sticking up. You can hide it, but I want to secure it there. So I'm going to hold that, and I'm going to take these bobbies, which can be kind of tricky. With this one, you have to open it up a little bit. So I just stick my thumbnail through just that much, and then I'm going to, holding on to that tail, kind of bring it through that band. Okay, now one will hold it, but I'm going to secure it a little bit better with two, because I just wanted to get that one with the tail so that I have it locked in. And you can slide those around a little bit if you need to, if you want them to show differently. But there is that ponytail. And I'm feeling like, is it off center? Maybe it's just my mirror. So super, super simple. It's not pulling on your scalp. But most of the time we get those headaches from ponytails is because we have it pulled high and tight, and it's pulling on those nerve endings that get pulled, where they're not normally in the direction that they're typically pulled in. I can pull down some hair also, which I typically like. But those nerve endings, kind of when you take that ponytail out, or even while it's up, they don't like being pulled in the directions that they're not normally supposed to go. So it takes a while for those to settle down, about 15-20 minutes for those nerve endings to relax again. So with this, they never are really getting pulled on for the scalp. In fact, many people think, oh, it's never going to hold because I don't feel it. It doesn't feel tight. It doesn't hurt. So how can it hold all day? You'll be shocked at how well that holds, but how loosely and comfortably. Okay, when taking the bobbies out, you just I usually try and stick a fingernail end, open them up because they hold so well. and are so secure. And I usually try and pinch, kind of as a tip, pinch that hair to pull down to open up that pin and pull it out, and then I still stick a little bit of a nail in there so that it won't grab the hair. Okay, now since I've done all that wrapping, I think I'm done wrapping for now. I'm going to use just a little bit of, my hair's kind of all getting a little bit tangly, so I'm going to use a little bit of our rose water and then brush it through with our, they call it the shower comb, but I like a wide tooth comb just about all the time. It's pretty much what I use to comb through my hair, because if I have a lot of curl, I don't want to run a brush through. But we do have a great brush. If you have the type of hair that can be brushed, our brush is amazing for that. So if I've straightened it, I will use that brush, but otherwise I like to use our shower comb. Okay, so now we're going to do a couple ponies using U-pins and swerves. So the first one I'm going to do is another wrapped pony, but this one's going to sit up higher. I call this like a perky pony because it holds up really high well, and it kind of lets that hair fall. So what I'm going to do, sometimes I would bend over, but for camera's sake, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pull up, and then before I do this one, I do want to pull out some of my bangs to come down and frame my face. So do that ahead of time so you don't disturb the ponytail once it's up, even though you can pull it as needed. So I'm going to start with that one higher up, and I'm going to grab again just some hair out from underneath, and then I'm going to wrap it around. This is probably the trickiest part, but once you get it going and once you get the technique down, it's no big deal either. Whoops. So you wrap that around. So I've got that band again, only much higher up. Now I could secure it with like I did before, but this time I'm going to use one single U-pin. Now I will have customers say, oh no, I lost a U-pin. You know, do you have one? Well, we don't sell just one U-pin, but we do have a couple styles that are handy with just one U-pin. You can do the lacy wrap bun, Celtic knot bun, but this is one of my favorites as a ponytail. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bend over so you can see I've got that band there. I'm going to come under that band, and I'm going to come up just before the band ends on this side. And I'm going to push it up through. So the curve of the U-pin is up, if you can see that. Then I'm going to grab hair from outside, flip that up, and just push it down. Okay, that's all there is to it. And then you have this cute, perky ponytail that is going to hold all day, all night if you need. Super fun, easy ponytail. So that's probably one of my favorites. I think it looks elegant. It's a little different. I do like to use a bigger one. I have used tiny rhinestone U-pins before for that one, for an elegant look too. It just depends, but it's kind of a fancy, I would go out to dinner easily in that style. So just a fun style that you can do. All right, so that was the high ponytail. Now I'm going to do, let's see, I think I'm going to do I call it the messy pony. It's kind of the same idea. And this time I'm using our Orchid Swerve. Camera does not do this clip or the swerve justice. It's so pretty. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to take a high, again, this is going to be for a higher one, and I'm going to twist it up. Okay, so do you see, I'm just creating a twist. The tail kind of comes, just let it lay on my head right there. And I've got that kind of ball. That's what I'm going to lock into, that twist. So I'm going to hold on to that with one hand. I'm going to flip the hair over, because in this case, it's not going to be seen. And then I'm going to take the swerve, and I'm going to lock into just a little bit of that twist, do the same thing, come up and come back down. Now I got it pretty high that time. I might not go quite that high, but if you can see, I do like this one because it's a big bold ornament on the top with the orchid flower, so it shows. So it's kind of the same thing, but different. So it's similar to the small U pin, but this one kind of sticks up a little bit more. And I like to do this one when my hair is curly, and this is great for third and fourth day hair. It makes it look cute, even though your hair can be really tousled and turned. It just is an easy, fun style. Okay, so there's that one. So those were similar. The next I'm gonna do, this is kind of an elegant low pony. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your hair low, and then I'm gonna twist down, okay, so that I'm creating that roll, and then I'm gonna bump it up a little bit to create, can you see the difference? I just bump that up to create a little bit of dimension and height to that. So I've created it, or twisted it and bumped it, and then this hair, that roll that I'm holding on to, that's what I'm locking into. So again, I start with the curve up, grab hair from outside, flip it over, and slide it in. And then those pins, whoops, that one shows. Let me try that one again. That one didn't lock in. See, it's trial and error. It definitely works, but it takes a couple tries sometimes. And sometimes when I go on describing it, I let go of the hold. So you want a tight twist, bump it up, then you lock into that twist. I'm going to grab hair from outside, and there we go, slide it in. And then the pins hide along that hair line, and you have a cute, elegant hold. This one, sometimes it's helpful to start with slightly damp hair, but it is great, especially if you want it to hold that little bit of a bump. Okay, so let's see. Oh, this one is, I've always struggled with the name for this one. I used to call it the Toney tail, or the Toney pony. I don't know, because I found this one by accident. It was kind of like half bun, half pony, but someone called it, what was it? It was a, oh, now I can't, it wasn't fringe. It was pony tassel. And I'm like, oh, I like that, because that's kind of what it looks like. So with this one, you're a pony tassel. You're going to start with your hair, and I start slightly to the side, because you're going to swing the hair over the other side. So if you want it to be more balanced in the center of your head, start with it over to the side more. And I'm going to start like I'm doing a bun. So normally, you know, that bun would start wrapping here, and then I'd keep going. But once I get to just past 12 o'clock on the bun, I'm going to hold it with this hand and let the tassel part fall down. And then I'm going to take one of the U-pins, and I'm going to just grab a little bit of hair, grab hair from outside, slide it in. And then for extra security, I'm just going to go real close to it and grab a little bit more. But there you have an easy, hopefully it's centered on my head now, pretty close. Easy ponytail. This is kind of my go-to. I've worked out in this style before. You can use the swerve, you can use any of the sticks, it works well for this style. But so a pony tassel, I like that one. All right, we'll probably stick with that name. All right, now we have a pony roll. I feel like I'm missing one, but we'll see. So with a pony roll, I'm going to start with my hair actually over to the side a little bit and kind of up mid-head. And then I'm going to start rolling that hair across, grabbing as I go, so you can see kind of that twist and roll. And it's going to end with a cute side pony over here. So if you have enough to do a side pony, this one will work for you. And I'm going to use our antique gold U-pins. I do use both of these just for extra security and hold. So the same technique, you're going to go in, grab some, come down. Now I angle it, since I don't want those pins to show, I kind of angle back toward this way. So they will be on an angle a little bit. And then for the second one, I grab kind of close to it so they are kind of close together. And hopefully those pins hide. But then you have a cute pony roll, easy ponytail that kind of comes to the side. You can curl the ends, leave them natural. But it's just a real cute, I think, elegant pony. Now this one I struggled with at first, and it took some practice. So even if you don't get these styles right away, please keep at it. Grab some sticks, grab some U-pins, grab Swerve or any of these, and just give it a try. If you don't succeed at first, that doesn't mean you can't do it. Some of them take just a little bit of practice, but trust me, if I can do it, you can do it, because I have no hair skills. I can't French braid. I can't do any of that. So keep that in mind. All right, I think I have laid out everything, and I think I did everything. All right, that's it. So I hope you have some new fun summer ponytail styles that you can use and enjoy throughout the summer. Please list below which one was your favorite. I'd love to know what the most popular ponytail style would be. So have a great day, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye.